Number 1, Crown Royal's Whiskey Lemonade. And number 2, Huzzah Probiotic Seltzer by Molson Coors. Number 3, Absolute Pepper. Number 4, Snake Wine.
Snake wine.
Snake wine.
Snake wine. Is that it? It's just snake wine?
Sorry, do you want extra information on Snake Wine?
All right, everyone. Welcome to The Flop, the place where we dive into business failures and learn directly from those who experience them firsthand. I'm your host, Wes Rissell, and with me are my two co-hosts, Josh Bowman and Tyler Cope. How we doing, boys?
Glorious. Thank you, Wes.
I'm doing well. I mean, other than Josh joining 7 minutes late to his own first podcast, I'm otherwise doing quite well.
I was nervous. I was actually in the bubble bath, just having a little anxiety moment. I was too nervous. I didn't want to mess it up, you know?
You should have just took the call from the bubble bath. I expect that next time.
Fail.
Big fail. Big fail.
I'll do my best.
So we have an awesome show lined up for you all today. We'll be talking with Luke Elliston, a fellow entrepreneur and good buddy here of everyone on the show. And just like everyone on this show, he's had a myriad of business failures and some successes, but we like the failures here. But today, we're going to be focusing on a failure in the crypto space. So without further ado, let's welcome Luke to the show.
I'm not sure if I should be offended or applauded here for being the first one to come to mind of a failure, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
Yeah, well, we couldn't just interview ourselves. So
look, if you're not failing, you're not trying. That's always the way I've looked at it.
Exactly, and that's what we want to get the message across on this podcast. So that's love that you shared the same sentiment there, Luke. What I want to hop into first is our first little segment, Failures of the Week, where we're just going to go across the board and just say how we've all failed this week. Let's start with Bowman, because his is easy. It's not showing up on time to the first podcast.
Oh man. Oh, that's not even it, man. That wasn't even it.
That's pretty hard to beat. That's pretty bad.
Oh man. Yeah, that's pretty hard to beat actually. Oh man. What was mine? Yeah, so this week I'd say my failure is I was very excited to get back out there and start networking for some real estate stuff. So I was all stoked. I was like, I'm gonna get out there, I'm gonna talk to some people. I didn't prep enough. I went to breakfast with someone who I thought might know a couple things. They knew a lot more, and had like millions of dollars in portfolio, and started dropping all of these terms that I had not looked up in years. And I was just like, uh-huh. And then they're like, but you know what that means, right?
Smile and nod. Smile and nod.
They called you out.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I know what the first one was, and what the so then and I could see like disappointment. I was like, oh shit. So basically I went to a meeting super unprepared, not realizing how much I should have been, and I completely flopped on the basic understandings of some investment principles. Yeah, so that was very embarrassing. I've since Googled and learned all about cap rate and how to calculate it.
Love that one. Tyler, what about yours? What's your fail of the week?
To start off, though, I'd like to say I'm a very well-rounded kind of guy, and so I like to learn and try a lot of different things, including probably the whitest activity ever, and that is wheel pottery. I promised my own mom that I would have pottery ready for her Christmas Day, but I was so bad at the class that I literally couldn't create a pot until this past week. And I didn't realize it takes weeks to actually do the whole firing process and painting and all that. So I've got to come empty-handed Christmas Day. The whole thing is just kind of a disaster.
All I can say is, dude, you have some balls. My man went on a first date and bought a subscription. Like, because you've been going to these classes for what, 8 weeks now?
Yeah, it was a power move at the time.
That's a move. I respect that, though.
I'm just really happy because I don't have to get any bullshit mugs for Christmas either. Like if Tyler was like, "I'm great at making mugs," and he was making like a bunch of shitty fucking mugs, we would all got mugs for Christmas. And then I couldn't throw that shit away; it'd be too sentimental.
Don't worry. The only batch I do have are mugs with both your names on it. So they're coming. Don't worry. They're coming.
Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, I guess I'll go for my fail. Well, mine has been a series of failures. And Bowman, you could probably guess what it is because you have been not getting any photos from me recently of working out. And I don't think I've worked out in like a month. So I've just a big series of failures. Yeah. But I did do an ice plunge before the show, and it was 46 degrees, which is probably colder than I've done in a while. So
It's respectable.
hopping back on the horse, boys. Hopping back on the horse. And Luke, what's your fail, my friend?
Here, I have a picture to share. So this was a series of unfortunate decisions. If you look closely at this picture, you'll notice that there's a road behind it that has a fork, and on the top side there's no mud, and on the bottom side there's mud. And I didn't pay attention at all and just said, "Fuck it, let's go." And yeah, we got up to the axles and then spent the next 4 hours digging it out.
Yeah. What does that involve? How do you dig a truck out like that?
I certainly wasn't trying to put it in that mud hole, to be honest with you. I thought I'd go right around it with no big deal, but it was really thick. So I luckily I had a hand winch in the truck that I was able to put onto a tree, and we dug out all the crap and ended up getting it out. But yeah, I broke a CV axle and it's in the shop. So there you go. Fail.
These are all words I don't know. So you
Winch, axle,
wench, axle,
Winch.
CV.
So I do have one question about the whole failure thing. So before I know I'm not supposed to be the one asking the questions, but
no, ask away. This is great.
Let's just start with something that I was thinking about. Is how do you think about failure often? Like I had to think about that truck. Like I didn't even think about that truck getting messed up. Didn't care. Like right through. Didn't even think about it. I was like, yeah, screw up a truck. It's a truck. They make them every day. It's money. They make that every day too. Like that's the way I think about failure.
Yeah. So you kind of let it roll off the shoulders a little bit.
Yeah. I don't even think about it. That's why I thought this was like interesting. That I think this is an interesting topic because I really don't ever dwell on the failure ever.
Well, it sounds like you'd make a great continuous guest then, Luke, because that's kind of the intention we want to bring, right? Like, hey, don't dwell on the failure, just roll with it, baby.
I like it.
All right, so next, what I was thinking is we go into the interview a little bit, kind of asking about Rabid Mongoose.
Oh God.
Oh yes. But before we do that, wanted to just, for the viewers out there, Rabid Mongoose was something you could probably classify as a shit coin or an altcoin if you want to be more PC about it. But it was on the shit end of the altcoin spectrum.
I wouldn't say probably.
Definitely.
Bucket loads of shit.
Yeah. Oh, totally. But for those out there who might not be aware of what a shitcoin is, we asked ChatGPT to explain a shitcoin to us like a kindergartner, and I think it did a pretty good job. So imagine you had a toy box. In the toy box, you got the good toys. You got the Barbies. That's what Bowman likes to play with. You got the Tonka trucks. The high class toys. And then you got the toys that someone bought you, but they probably got it at the dollar store. It's like not Barbie, it's Darby, and it's her cousin who, might have something going wrong with her. Those are shit coins. But even more so, if you were to dress up Darby as a Barbie and sold it to someone, thinking it was a Barbie or the same value as a Barbie, then that would be the true case for a shitcoin.
I'll add that as long as the next person that buys the Darby As long as they believe that it holds value, then it does. That's the fundamental truth to shitcoins. But here's the thing. That does have value in shitcoins is there is a potential to make money. And not just from the person that's issuing it, but from the buyer as well. So
Correct.
And I would venture to say that most people buying the Derby have further intentions on making more money. So it's a game that everyone's playing at the same time. And so it's quite interesting to see how people go about launching such an endeavor. So that's what I'm really interested to hear today.
I didn't launch it.
Agreed.
That's fair. Well, certainly as part of, as someone somewhat involved in or more with knowledge of what goes on behind a shitcoin.
Well, you're not going to learn a whole lot from me. I hate to disappoint you. Maybe this will be.
Perfect.
Let me clarify this whole Rabid Mongoose thing. Basically, a guy I know had got into this space, had friends that had created coins on a huge level and made millions of dollars doing this stuff, and basically was able to take it's essentially like a big marketing scheme is all it was at the end of the day. I think they ended up basically like making a little bit of money, but just shutting it down, and it was what it was. But yeah, and that was the peak of the end of it, if you remember too. Like it wasn't too much more. There wasn't like maybe a month or two of that real crazy peak nutso, like somebody dropped some crap coin and it just explode. That kind of went away like a month or two after that too. So I think that was part of it, maybe.
Yeah, I agree. I think the conditions changed shortly after that. But I remember being up. I think we were up, what, 2 times, 3 times what we'd put into it, and we're like, oh, could it go up to 5 times, 10 times? And then it took a fucking nosedive. I remember I was at the Hope Clinic, Tyler, when so the Hope Clinic is a pro bono clinic from our alma mater in Elon University, and I was there. I was helping out, and I get this message from Luke going, "It's going down." So, but I was helpless. I couldn't fucking sell it at when I'm at my job, right? So I lived an hour away, so I had to like race home and try to sell this shit. And it was golly, it's like nightmares about that.
Can I ask a question to both of you? Maybe to all three of you. So I was not an investor in Rabid Mongoose. I kind of wish I was to some degree, but
Could have lost money with us.
I could have. I could have collectively failed with you guys. No, but did you all have any thoughts going in on, was there a strategy about if I hit this multiple, I'll sell? Like, was there an exit strategy coming into this kind of speculation endeavor?
I can jump in on a quick answer. I'm gonna just say no, but I want to hear Luke and Bowman's answer to that.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even really remember. I think I threw like $1,500 at it, and I want to say I like couldn't even figure out the wallet and sent it to one of y'all. It was just like,
Yep.
Here's my money. We'll figure this out. Like, you guys know how this shit works. I think this thing could work. If I lose $1,500, I lose $1,500. That's the way I looked at it. So as far as like for me, the strategy was if we can make money, cool. And like it was sort of like maybe this is one of these stupid things you put $1,500 in. It makes it a week or two, and then you actually made some money. And I think in my mind, it was like 100% going to be a zero anyways. Like I was hoping maybe we'd make some money, but I wasn't really expecting a lot. And I was very adamantly clear about that with everybody that I talked to about it. But
No, I remember, Luke, we were talking about this. I remember because we had a couple discussions, right, with Wes, me and Wes, and then when you talked about like, hey, I might be in it on the ground floor, I might know like this coin that's kicking off. We're like, I remember we talked about it. We were like, this probably will be a zero. Like we will probably lose the money we put into this, but my thesis is that it is just a scam, and it's just people literally pump, pull, and that's the whole thing. And that a lot of people are figuring it out, and a lot of people on this side haven't yet and are still investing it. And there's a lot of them talking about how it's all the smartest thing in the entire world. but I don't trust them, and I just want to like experience it so I can understand it better. And I'm willing to spend $1,000 to understand it fully. It was kind of like how I like that was how I rationalized, whatever, like $1,200 or whatever it was.
It was a ride. It was a ride, but I think it's a cautionary tale because most times when you invest in shit coins, you don't know the fucking founders.
No.
Luke, you knew the founders, and we still lost money.
Yeah.
Like they knew what it was doing, where it was going, and we still lost money. It was.
So I learned more about that actually.
Oh yeah, shit.
Tell me more. Tell us more.
Oh boy.
So apparently there's like, all right, so, I mean, you guys aren't going to be shocked by any of this, but I guess there are whales, or what they call the whales in this crypto bullshit. So basically, these big guys came in and they hired people to hack the platform that they were going into. So they got hacked at some point, and their feeds that were like pushing out this whatever the hell they were doing got basically like turned over and made it go the opposite of what they were expecting. So like people started selling because like basically like somebody on the big end of this stuff was like, hey, this thing's a rug pull, they're going to screw everybody, which wasn't their intention. But as the tide started to change in the middle of it, they didn't have the capital to put back in it, and no one could like stabilize the thing, and like one guy basically screwed the whole thing up, and they called it like they got hacked, and I don't know anything other than that essentially. Yeah, it's like all big marketing ploy, and somebody with more money or more hacking ability was able to sway the flow of funds in a way that basically made it collapse like instantaneously.
Not on schedule.
Not on schedule.
Damn it. See, because if we'd been on schedule, we could have to the moon, baby. I wanted to go to the moon.
I would say, to be clear, some people did profit off of shitcoins. It sounds like it just wasn't the kind of the day trader. It wasn't the everyday consumer. You either had to be in charge of the coin or a whale, one of the
Yeah.
two.
The guy that helped them start this, I watched him roll up in like a $200,000 car. So that was when I was like, $1,500. That son of a bitch probably put new tires on his Mercedes with it.
Dude, this reminds me of like literally from high school. We had a friend, Sawtell, who remember they were doing that. What was that thing called? Like the pyramid scheme. The
So
big one.
Amway Global, Quickstar,
Amway.
any of the other fraudulent names.
Yes, it was Amway Global, and I remember they pulled me aside once and were like, "Hey, Josh, for real, if you're my friend, I want to tell you about this thing." And the piece of evidence they used that it was successful was the $200,000 car that the person who like drove up to the meeting. And this is just hitting right like that, like, oh yeah, no, it's got to be legit because they drove a nice car. I don't know, it's perfectly reminding me of that moment from years ago.
Who knows? We'll try Rabid Mongoose too.
Oh,
See.
That's the other thing. Hold on a second. So the name is interesting.
Yes.
Right? The name. Where the hell does that come from?
I was going to ask about that,
I have
Luke.
no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
So I do know a little bit about how this fucking nonsense happens. Is Mongoose was some coin that went like berserk the week before. And so now it's a variation of something. That was the other thing that was like happening like all over the place. It was like all these little stupid coins would pop up, and one of them would go bananas, and then there would be 17 variations of it after that, and like they'd be half as successful, but half as successful still means you made a shitload of money. And so like that was what these guys were doing, was they were just trying to like ride a wave of crazy, which is literally what the entire thing was, a wave of crazy that nobody really understood, other than I can't believe that like somehow this is legal gambling at the moment that everybody's getting away with, and some people are making money and getting lucky.
I wanted to ask is I cleared my positions in like ETH and Bitcoin and stuff like a year and a half ago. Tyler and Wes, you guys still going to the moon?
Still got it, baby.
You still got it?
Still got ETH. I don't have any
Nice.
Bitcoin though. Tyler, you have Bitcoin, don't you?
I have I'll say a small position in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this, but Solana as well. They
You said
really
it out
tanked.
loud.
I said it out loud. I'm gonna stand by it a little bit though. I'll say that I think I'm gonna double down on this. I think that there is some potential future for blockchain technology. Wes, I see what you're doing here. I think there's some potential. I don't see it going away 10 years from now. So this is, as some would say, lakefront property to this kind of investment vehicle. But it's a small exposure, a small position.
Lakefront property.
Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Bowman, you go, but I have a question.
Cheap lakefront property.
Wait, Cope, have you checked Solana price recently? In the last week, it's tripled.
And I think it's triple less than what I bought it for, unfortunately. Although actually $72 today.
That's massive.
Wait a minute.
You better clear that position. Get out while you still can.
Hold on a minute.
Everybody watch the True Believer get out. Watch him sell.
Wait a minute, boys. I'm looking at these prices of the three of them. I might just be even here. I might be in the green. So, you know what? Joke's on you guys. Have fun being poor.
All right. So I kind of want to end this interview before we get into the next part on a quick question here. So, Luke, would you do it again?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well,
My man.
I guess the question is, would I do it again? I do it every day in different scenarios, right? To me, it was as simple. To me, it had nothing to do with Rabid Mongoose. It had nothing to do with putting money in something that was speculative. It was a potential opportunity, a potential edge on a market that you could make a quick buck. And if I felt more certain about it, I would have been willing to put up a hell of a lot more than $1,500.
All right, so we just need to. Someone needs to go find a shit coin we can invest in. Something that's going to the moon.
All right. Well,
what'd you learn? Nothing. We're doing it again, boys.
We're doing it again. I think I would do it again, but different, in a way that I would understand. I think Tyler made a really good point, which is a defined outcome in which you say, this is what I'm looking to achieve. And when I achieve that, I either remove some of the risk or I call this a win. And I think that is probably how a lot of things become failures, actually, is most people aren't able to define what a win actually looks like.
No, that's a good point. I think that's really what to take away from this episode. If I was to pick one thing, is define when you're going to get out of something, especially when it's as speculative as a shitcoin, because there's the moon. It continues to get further and further away. The more and more money you make, 10 turns to 100, turns to 200, turns to 1,000. So
it's an expensive game of chicken. A very expensive game of chicken.
Yeah. What a fun game! Holy shit! I mean, that was we lost some money, but it was fun to dabble.
Well, you should try 0-day options once.
Oh, I have. That's a whole episode of itself. Or the weeklies. Oh man, yeah, those are great. All right, so now for our next segment, Bowman's running it. Find the flop.
All right, idiots. We're going to play a game. Here's how it's going to go. I'm going to list 3 to 4 products or business innovations. You just perk yours up and listen. And what you need to do is identify which of the 4 I list do you think failed the hardest. So you need to find the flop. So here's how the game works in depth. I'm going to list 3 to 4 products or businesses. One of them has flopped. Again, failed spectacularly. Our guest can ask for extra information, and that's Luke. So Luke can ask for extra info on 2 of the possible 4 things. I have a couple fun facts lined up if you need more info. Tyler and Wes will then attempt to give Luke their best and most unsolicited advice on which option that he should pick. Okay? The guest wins by guessing correctly.
Okay.
Tyler and Wes win by guessing correctly, but they get double points if Luke guesses the same way they guess. That is the whole game. There's extra rules, but I want to save them for later when you're not expecting them. And let's go ahead and get started. Today's theme is things that make you pee, because Luke Elliston is joining us today, and we're going to start with some ice cold beer.
Yes.
All right. Which of the following household beer brands was discontinued recently after years of flopping sales numbers? Remember, you can ask for 2 additional pieces of info, Luke. So here we go. Which one has been discontinued recently? Number 1, Bud Light Orange. Number 2, Steel Reserve 211. Number 3, Natty Daddy. Number 4, Keystone Light. Which of them has been discontinued recently?
I think from my college experience, it better not be the Natty Daddy.
Natty Daddy's, it's still a thing. It has to be.
And Keystone Light's so fucking cheap that I don't think that's going where the volume will keep up.
And so I know that's not the answer.
Nice option, Bowman.
But Bud Light Orange, though,
Keystone Light, Bud Light.
that's
Orange.
not something I've never heard of before. So, and I've heard of a lot of different kind of Bud Lights, Bud Heavy, Bud all kinds of stuff. But Bud Orange, Bud Platinum.
Steel Reserve. So can I ask who makes Steel Reserve? Because I'm trying to remember.
Oh, are you trying to use one of your 2 additional pieces of info, Luke?
Well, I'm like 95, so that's why I get 2 questions. Was that the deal?
Yeah, you can say you want more info on one of the 4. I'm gonna give you extra information on one of these to show you how this works. And since you start digging into the Steel Reserve 211, that's the one you're gonna get to start with.
Okay.
The 211 mark on this can is said to represent the medieval symbol for steel, referring to the beer's strong and robust nature.
Give me a cup of steel.
It's known for being both affordable and potent.
I don't need another question. That's my vote right there. Steel Reserve all the way.
No, it's definitely still around. I've had a Steel Reserve.
But not last weekend.
Not last weekend.
Any more information you guys would like? Luke, are you interested in
I can't
about the other 3?
I can't ask, right? Only Luke can ask questions.
You can ask Luke to ask.
So I'm supposed to ask more questions. So yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you get one more piece of info. Are you what are your final 2 you're thinking about?
One more piece. Well, I know it's not Keystone Light. It's not Steel Reserve. It's either going to be Bud Light Orange or Natty Daddy. And I am pretty sure that I don't know anything about Natty Daddy, and Bud Light Orange sounds terrible, and I've never seen it anywhere. So I think those are both candidates. So we're at a coin toss now.
Somebody help him. What do we get info on? Which one,
Yeah.
Natty Daddy or Bud Light Orange?
Ideas here, anybody?
Get some more info on the orange, on the Bud Light Orange, because it sounds like some shit Bowman made up. Like he was at the grocery store and saw Pepsi Vanilla and said, "What if they made an orange beer?"
And I don't think it's like I ask a question. It's he's ready to just tell us what he's ready to.
I got one fact additionally about everything I ask. So if you want a fact, you ready?
Hear it on the orange, yeah.
Bud Light Orange was part of Budweiser's strategy to diversify its product line by incorporating fruit flavors to appeal to a broader range of beer drinkers.
Yeah. So it's actually a thing.
Oh, nothing that I list today is not something that has existed in the past or in the present. It is all real, and there are very interesting stories.
All right, Luke, I got some strategy on this one. So you mentioned that in Costco, Bud Light sold for an extra 6 cents beyond every other brand, which makes me think that they have enough capital to take some flyers on some really shitty ventures, including Bud Light Orange. So that makes me think that that's the one that got discontinued. That would be my vote.
I would tend to agree with you on the Bud Light Orange piece as well. So yeah, Bud Light Orange. That's my final answer.
All right. Oh, big miss. Sorry, Wes. You don't even get. I skipped past you.
I was Steel Reserve. I already put it in.
Oh yeah, you already did lock it in. Big miss to both Tyler and Luke, but Wes is correct. Steel Reserve was officially retired in the end of 2021 as the parent company decided that they were eliminating 15 brands from their low market or their cheap market portfolio in order to keep up with their new strategy of creating premium beer.
No kidding.
This is the Coors company.
Reserve anymore.
Oh, it's Coors. Coors makes Steel. Was it Steel
Yeah.
Reserve? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's
Shameless plug.
Coors something. I can't remember their second name. But here's the fun fact. My favorite part about Steel Reserve being this answer, when I typed Steel Reserve into Google, the first two things I saw were shit-faced drunk for less than $3.
That's amazing.
And then the second one was the link that said, "Is Steel Reserve the worst beer in history?"
No, the answer to that is no. Absolutely not.
No.
Definitely. What's the worst beer?
Genesee Light.
Genesee. Yeah, it's like the cheapest beer you can possibly buy.
I think the Beast gives it a run for its money. Milwaukee's Best, that's up there.
It's terrible.
Milwaukee's Best was also discontinued. The premium version was discontinued. I think they have the same parent company.
How about Bud Ice?
Oh, dude, I love me some Bud Ice. Like, it's something about having the ice instead of the light that just makes you stick out at a party. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that guy's rocking the ice.
I'm here for a headache, baby.
Yeah. Milwaukee's Best was discontinued. In 2007, it sold 2 million barrels. In 2021, it was only selling 1 million barrels. And it was Molson Coors is the parent company. So we have two more quizzes. So far, the score is 0 Luke, 0 Tyler, and half a point to Wes.
Half? I don't get a full point?
Nope. You only get half a point because you have to convince Luke to guess the same way as you if you want a full point.
Okay, so I kind of botched that. I didn't realize that was the goal, was for all of us to have a collective answer here.
No. The goal is for Tyler to get no points and for me to record it and remind him every episode how he's terrible at understanding business ventures. That's actually the goal. So great job, everyone. As we all know, innovation and delving into new market comes with risk. Which of the following recent soda-based products was the biggest commercial flop? Number 1, Coca-Cola sparkling water. Number 2, Dr. Pepper cream soda. Number 3, Coca-Cola Zero Sugar Bite. Number 4, PepsiCo's Rise Mountain Dew Energy.
What was the first question, or the first one? Coca-Cola what?
Sparkling water.
Sparkling water. I feel like Coca-Cola has a brand though of sparkling water, don't they? Like they must own one of the many Bublés or whatever the heck other ones, LaCroix.
I think you're probably right about that. Is I think just about like the beverage industry, which is now our second question on the beverage industry, which I know more about beer, so I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball on this one.
Well, Luke, it's all about markets here. All right, there is a clear market for two of these. Right, we have the no sugar can, massive market for that. Right.
Okay.
We also have a market for what's the last one? A Mountain Dew Code Red.
Rise Mountain Dew.
Rise.
Not Code
Mountain
Red.
Dew Energy.
Everybody likes Code Red. Okay, we know that wasn't a flop.
If you look at your screen right now, the guy asking the questions, that's the target market for that. So there is.
He drank enough to make it successful.
He's had enough land parties and all nighters to drink that. So I'm just saying, I think those two are off the table personally. I think you should dig deeper in the first one though. I want to know more about this sparkling soda.
So here's my other thought on this, Tyler, and I want your opinion before I ask my question. I agree with the sparkling water thing. The Dr. Pepper piece. So I'm thinking a little broader here. So we've got 2 Coke products, a Pepsi product, and I don't know who the hell owns Dr. Pepper. They might be their own. Actually, I think it's like Snapple or some shit. So they would be the least distribution possible to potentially on the list. Coke and Pepsi can probably make whatever hell they want successful. I don't know about Dr. Pepper. So there's my thought on that.
Dr. Pepper is owned by Coca-Cola.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Scratch that.
It wasn't though at one point, but it is now. Okay. All right. Tell me about sparkling water, Josh.
Great question. Aha! This launch was part of Coca-Cola's strategy to diversify its product offering and cater to a market increasingly interested in healthier beverage options.
All right, I don't need another one. I'm locking it in.
What do you got?
Give me the bite. The fuck
You're
does
locking
bite
in.
mean? I'm locking in. Bite all the way.
No more questions. He's locking in early. Okay, that gives an opportunity for
Rise.
you two.
Which one was the bite?
Okay, so I'm going to read the four. It was Coca-Cola sparkling water,
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper cream soda, Coca-Cola zero sugar bite, and PepsiCo's Rise Mountain Dew Energy.
Yeah, it's the bite, 100%.
All right, I'm gonna lock in two. I'm going cream soda. There is no identifiable market for that. I'm going cream soda.
Sure, you guys don't want to ask you one more piece of info, Luke.
I want to know about the Rise Mountain Dew Energy.
Rise Mountain Dew Energy.
I feel like that's the one that doesn't seem like it should be the fuck up, and it might be.
Oh, this is great. Here we go. Pepsi lost a lawsuit immediately after launching this drink and is no longer able to use the word Rise. It is now just PepsiCo Mountain Dew Energy.
And the question was, which one of these was the biggest flop or is no longer available?
Which one of these was the biggest flop, as in the biggest commercial flop?
Still available, though.
I'm just to be clear, I'm going to use the words like past tense and forward tense like over and over in different random ways for fun. So
yeah, I really feel like it could be any of them, but I'm going to go with the Rise Mountain Dew Energy because there's a lawsuit involved already.
Oh, excellent guess. All right, so the guesses so far is Tyler said Dr. Pepper cream soda, no way, that's gross. Wes said Coca-Cola zero sugar bite. He didn't give a reason, but he was very sure. He locked in early like a genius. And Luke said PepsiCo Rise. Oh, sorry, PepsiCo Mountain Dew Energy. Cool. The answer is Tyler's wrong again, so we all win. The biggest flop, and Wes is correct. Wes is up.
Woo!
Coca-Cola zero sugar bite was the flop. Here's a fact about zero sugar bite. This product is famous for its launch both in the digital Fortnite universe and the real world. The first ever Coca-Cola flavor born in the metaverse. The product received mixed reactions, particularly for its taste, and was heavily criticized online by angry gamers. This venture into combining a physical product with a digital theme did not resonate with customers and is broadly considered a failure due to overreaching product innovation.
Also, what the fuck does bite mean?
Like a bite, like a terabyte, like a small bit of bite.
Oh,
it's BYTE, not BITE.
Josh, that was critical information.
That you should have spelled that out.
Oh, you wanted me to spell it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, I got it right, so I didn't need that, but yeah, I think for everyone else, it would have been nice to spell it out.
I will spell it out next time.
Good one. All right.
I also have one more. I watched this entire thing. This was the most interesting thing I found for like hours. So more about Coca-Cola Zero Sugar Bite, right? So legit, they launched. This is the worst commercial failure, but one of the best marketing things I've seen. Like at the same time, right? The drink got reviews as the flavor was best described as Red Bull Tutti Frutti, which
That's amazing.
They would sell 2 cans, a collectible can you don't drink and you leave next to your gaming PC, and then another can you can drink to say you did it. And then you get a metaverse item that if you're in the metaverse, you get to enjoy and trade. Too bad that hasn't taken off, which is the real issue here. They made a branded game experience in Fortnite where you'd log in, and it was essentially Uther Party. It was mini games. That was for Tyler. It was lots of mini games where you'd play a bunch of mini games in the Fortnite game, and all the goals of all the games was to collect Coca-Cola bites. and it was like streamed by all these influencers, so it had a massive marketing effect. But the actual commercial sales immediately dropped, and it like got flamed out of existence on the internet.
This is very, very on brand for this episode. Just want to throw that out there.
I want to end this little piece with two of my favorite things. Again, when I Googled it, the first two things that came up when it comes to people talking about it, and the lines were, "I tried pixel flavored Coke and it bites," and then the second one was, "This," and the second one was, "This drink can stay in the metaverse."
If they are targeting gamers, why'd they make it zero sugar? Is my first question.
Yeah.
Have they heard of Code Red? That has like triple sugar.
Yeah, that's a huge mistake.
That's a diabetes in a can.
They should have added fat somehow. They should have been like red dye, sugar, fat. Do you want this or not, nerd?
Wes, good point. I really fucked up by choosing the energy drink. Like you could basically just create an energy drink and it's America. Did you have 38 grams of sugar per serving? Yes, it's successful.
And like energy drinks are almost supposed to taste like shit, kind of. Like
Kind of.
they're supposed to taste a little bad.
You don't trust them if they don't.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, this is soda. This isn't an energy drink. Like, it tastes too good. All right, so I'm I got 2 wins here. Actually, no, let me not say it. Bowman, what is the scoreboard?
You know what? Let me do a quick update on the scoreboard. And again, I can make these up at any time. But the current score is Wes with, let's say, 2 points, and Tyler with 0. Okay? And this is going to continue week over week. Luke, he's winning by default just for playing the game, but he's also at 0. All right. Ready for the last round?
Let's do it.
All right. Which of the following attempts to expand or innovate was the biggest flop? Again, remember, you get 2 pieces of additional information. Number 1, Crown Royal's Whiskey Lemonade. Number 2, Huzzah Probiotic Seltzer by Molson Coors. Number 3, Absolute Pepper. Number 4, Snake Wine.
Snake wine.
Snake wine.
Snake wine. Is that it? It's just snake wine?
Sorry, do you want extra information on Snake Wine?
I'm not sure how we fail an expansion of snake wine, but nobody knows even who makes it. Can we lock in snake wine, Wes, or do we need more information?
I kind of didn't hear the third option either, but it just got overshadowed by snake wine.
I think the probiotic one sounded pretty terrible.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Luke, can you get more details on snake oil? I mean, snake wine. Can we learn more about that?
Go ahead and hear the rest about snake wine, which
Okay.
I feel like we're being set up, and he's ready to provide more information about snake wine.
Oh man! All right, Snake Wine number 4. Sorry. Popular in Southeast Asia, red wine. All right. A red wine are grain alcohol that has an entire snake inside the bottle.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, shit.
Wait. What kind, Luke, can you ask him what kind of snake? I think this is kind of important.
I feel like I'm blaming a question, but what kind of snake, Josh?
I'm not going to count this against you because you took Tyler's advice poorly. It doesn't matter. It's any type of snake, Luke, but it's a good question.
Wait, so there were multiple kinds of snakes in the wine, or just I need more information on this.
Yeah, you want to use your second piece. Now we still have 3 other things just to clear. And number 3 was absolute, as in absolute vodka, absolute pepper.
I don't know about the probiotic thing. That just like, what the hell is that? So tell me more about the probiotic thing.
All right, more information on Huzzah Probiotic Seltzer by Molson Coors. In response to flat beer sales, Molson Coors created a non-alcoholic beverage. This product is a full-flavored seltzer with added probiotics. They did this hoping to cater to the growing consumer interest in health and wellness.
I'd like to lock in that one.
Yeah, I'm with you. The probiotic one did not work.
I'm gonna go, guys. Snake wine. There's no way. There's no way.
Don't underestimate Asia, okay?
Southeast Asia,
Yeah,
very
hold on,
populous
hold on.
place.
Just saying.
I hear you guys, but I also feel like I got bad information from Bowman. When you said any kind of snake, this is important. Is this like a poisonous snake? Is it? You can't just say any kind of snake. I need to know more specifically.
All right, are we all locked in?
I'm fucking snake wine. Lock me in.
Snake one.
Tyler's snake wine. Wes and Tyler are locked in on the probiotics. All right. So I'm going to go down the list, but you are all wrong. The absolute flop from all of these, but I'm going to start with how you're wrong, is one, snake wine is believed to have medicinal properties in Asian cultures and is popular as a novelty item among tourists who are idiots mostly. Very popular. Okay, so number two, Crown Royal's Whiskey Lemonade, very popular. They have 8 different flavors. Apparently, it's pretty good. They entered the ready-to-drink market and did pretty good among all the other brands. Huzzah Probiotic Seltzer, full-flavored seltzer, it did really well. It represents their strategic entry into that sparkling water segment, and they tout it as their health option, which most big beer companies do have, actually, apparently. They all try at least once, and they usually have one that sticks. It's kind of a thing. And the answer of the biggest flop is actually Absolute Pepper, which is Absolute Pepper, a pepper-flavored vodka, which was launched in 1986 as one of the very first flavored vodkas, but has become extremely unpopular in the last 10 years and saw limited success until it has been basically removed from most liquor stores today.
I feel like I've seen that. Maybe it was not. Maybe it wasn't Absolute. Maybe it was a different brand. But, man, I thought that was going to be the most successful. To be honest with you, after Snake Wine.
The best part is I found all this information about all these businesses, and then I was like, I don't really have a fourth one. I just added snake wine, and you guys are all like, snake wine, that has to be it. One fun fact, so ready to drink alcohol, RTD, obviously, like hard seltzers, has been growing massively for the past 5 years or so. And now it's actually up a massive amount, stealing most market from almost all like low end beers, like lights and cheaper beers. So like malt beverages are the second best, followed by actual like spirit based products at 10%, and then wine only at 8%. But that was kind of cool to me that hard seltzers are just destroying the beer market in the last couple years. Guys, we should start a bakery.
Right, food business. There's
If
a good one.
if
A
I started a
bakery?
bakery, I would do it with you 3 goobers, like 100%. I'd be like, guys, we're doing it different.
Bowman, tell me about this bakery.
No, I'm just saying, Bowman's Bakery has a real ring to it. Okay, I'm talking hot, fresh croissants. We get some cheap real estate right on the edge of something that's being gentrified. You get the hipsters who ride in on their bikes every day. You can cater out to like you need an upper class neighborhood, like within like a 10-minute Uber ride. You get Uber Eats involved. You get like a great marketing strategy. You become like this unique, special place. You like get involved in the community events. I can see it, man. It could happen. This is us. This is our chance. All we got to do is find someone willing to get up at 3 in the morning every day to bake fucking croissants.
Bowman, no, I feel like this is like a dream of yours that you're just now telling us, and I thank you for being so vulnerable right now.
Yeah.
What are we gonna bake?
I was gonna
I
say,
think.
yeah, 4 guys, none of us know how to fucking bake.
Well, Wes, I think each of you needs to bring a business tactic to the bakery. Okay, I want to hear them.
All right, okay. I love this as a continuing segment, building the bakery segment. we build a theoretical bakery. But I don't know, man. We'll have to bring the metaverse into it. We don't have to bake anything. We just teach people how to bake bites together.
Hear me out here. You talked about gentrified neighborhoods, what millennials love. Could you make the bakery in a food truck? Is that structurally possible? Because I think that's got some legs to it. Pull
Like
up
a stone oven.
the bakery to a brewery. You're not going to lose.
That's genius. Why don't we do that?
I've never seen a bakery food truck, so maybe this is an untapped market. Either that, or there's some physics behind it. I don't fucking know. Chemistry. Someone's got to look into that.
I know nothing about baking. Zero. I like brownies.
Who doesn't?
He likes brownies.
We're off to a good start, boys. We're off to a great fucking start.
That's all I got.
We're gonna make some fucking brownies, that's for sure.
I mean, it could be a CBD Delta 8 bakery in a food truck at a music festival. Come on now.
At a music festival. Okay.
There's the better question. What is the opportunity cost that you're willing to sacrifice for any venture? Like what does the reward have to be in your mind for you to say, this is now worth my time?
And is it more or less valuable doing that than buying Rabid Mongoose? I hear we could get it at a steep discount right now.
There's a major difference there, because buying Rabid Mongoose takes 13 seconds and no effort.
That's true. That is
already
true.
Resources.
From the person who actually bought it, a little effort. A little effort.
It's true. You were the mastermind.
It was a pain in the ass. It was a pain in the ass.
He was driving home, sweating, just dabbing his forehead.
We're gonna lose the money. No, we had 3 times returns.
We lost it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I'll reimburse you guys. Tell me what it was. I don't even remember what you put in it. I got you suckered into it though. I'll pony up on it.
No, that's part of the fun, man. If we get reimbursed on it, then it doesn't have the same impact.
Yeah.
Well, how about for the next one, Luke? You can pony up on that one. I like that.
Yeah, I'm always willing to. Let's go.
Don't worry. I'll bring a dumb business idea that fails, or that I'll have some connection into, like something where I'm like, ooh, let's all try something. I've got a couple things.
Awesome, boys. Well, I said we wrap these things up a little bit and then call it a night.
So, Luke, can I ask you, now that you've spent an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours with us, do you feel offended being asked on the show now, or has it been a valuable experience?
No, I've never been offended by anything that's come out of Josh Bowman.
Yeah, we've been on the show for 2 hours. Josh has been on the show for an hour and a half.
That's true. It is true. Punctuality is I'm just kidding. It's
fashionably late.
No, hell no, man. It's been great. It's been great catching up with you guys, honestly. It's been a long time since I've seen any of you guys. Well, first time ever for Wes, really, but everyone else, It's been a long time.
Well, we'd love to have you back on, and let's catch up. Let's connect about some other folks that you might know that might be willing and not take the fact we're asking them to go onto a failure business podcast personally.
I think there might be some thought there around how it's portrayed. That'd be my only feedback, being the first episode, and all this can be edited, and all that sort of thing. Would be just no, I like it. I like the idea of it. It's like a different spin on what everybody else is doing, right? Like everybody's like, oh, how are you successful? Like, no, it's like, I actually think this makes a lot of sense, because success doesn't come from anything but failure and the right attitude because of failure. And if that's what this is about, I think it's fucking great. But like, that was my initial thought and reaction. I think it's cool.
Well, thanks, man. Yeah, no, that's definitely the intention behind it. And, we like to keep things a little bit lighthearted too. Well, it's easier to talk about failure in that way. And two, it's kind of our ethos, pathos. I don't fucking know. That's our vibe. There we go. There we go.
There you go.
Vibe, no cap.
Go.
Bet.
Yeah.
That's right.
Bet. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, I know a few people that might be interested in doing something. I think it just depends like what you want to get into, really.
Yeah, yeah. Anybody who's willing to have a candid conversation and willing to kind of joke about some of those failures and not take them too seriously,
Yeah.
I think that's a perfect candidate. Also, someone who's probably had some success afterwards
Right.
would be
Well,
beneficial
there you
too.
go. I guess that's the whole thing, right? It's like you don't want to just talk to a bunch of jokers.
You're a bunch of fucking losers. We hang out with each other enough. We don't need any more of that. Cool. No, awesome. Luke, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. It's been great catching up, great chit-chatting. And yeah, no, this is the flop.